Speaking of tonight and hot and all those things, the Bachelorette is obviously hot, and we've got a contestant who's no longer on the show, but was Jeff the Masked Bachelor. Jeff, good morning, sir.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, everybody?
We are all fantastic this morning, and everybody's very excited to hear from you. You were on the Bachelorette, and you're no longer on the show. Let's start with that. Are you devastated by being sent home? Is it kind of upsetting, or do you not really care?
I don't really care, to be honest with you. It was a great experience. I had fun with it. What I did, essentially, obviously, wore a mask for a lot of different reasons. Had a really cool message to kind of send based on, don't judge based on looks and materialistic things. But also, I've got a real dry sense of humor, and I knew I wanted to go into the house in disguise. Had some other things up my sleeve, maybe kind of throw Ashley off as a limo driver, or walk in as a pizza delivery guy. Fake mustache. I'm not too sure, but I had this mask idea, and I just thought, how freaking hilarious would it be if a dude rolled up in this house with a mask on and just flipped the script like that, where you're supposed to show your face. That's the whole point. And I did the complete opposite.
Was it something that you had to work out with the producers? I mean, were they worried about what was going to happen, or did they kind of give you free reign and just say, now that you're on the show?
When we started talking about it, I said, I've got this other idea, and it would be obviously extremely difficult to pull this off with a straight face. And knowing that I was going to get ridiculed and made fun of, because it was extremely 7th grade-ish in there, and I knew there'd be a bunch of punks making fun of me and whatnot. And they were like, I think it's a genius idea, let's do it. And we rolled with it, and I did it. And no matter how strange and weird they portrayed me, I loved it, because I'm a smart businessman. I have my MBA, and I've also got a wine label called Freaky, and also a vodka called Freaky V. And I'm freaky. You want to think I'm freaky? I'm freaky, and I'm partners with the St. Lunatics, who are rappers out of St. Louis, and I knew what I was doing from the second I walked in that house.
So you would rather, if we could put, like a hypothetical here, you would rather do what you did as Jeff the Masked Bachelor. You wore the mask, people know who you are, and you're off the show now. You would rather have it turn out that way than if you didn't go with the mask and you were just some guy named Jeff, and you would have made it a few weeks farther down the line and had a better chance?
Absolutely. I mean, think about this. Let's be perfectly honest. In 10 years from now, nobody will remember some of the dudes that had six-packs, that were good-looking, that made it to the 6th, 7th, 8th episode. They're not going to remember that. You remember the guy that maybe wins. You remember some other guy that, does some off-the-wall, thing, and then, oh, yeah, that's right. Holy crap, there was that mask guy. And there was a girl last year that wore fangs. I'll tell you right now, 10 years from now, people will probably barely remember the girl that won, but they'll remember, God, there was that one girl out of every single girl that ever went in there that wore fangs. And it's the same thing with the mask. It was so out there and different that that's what it's about. It's okay to be different, and that's what I encouraged. A lot of that stuff wasn't shown, the whole, it's okay to be different, nobody's perfect, and don't look at my face, that doesn't matter, but, they edit it the way they want, and they put the music the way they want in there, and I'm fine with it.
Of course. We're talking to Jeff, the Masked Bachelor from this season of The Bachelorette. Jeff, what's it like behind the scenes, being on one of those shows? Obviously, probably nobody in our audience right now has had the opportunity to be on a reality show like that. What's it like? Do they treat you guys really well behind the scenes? Is it kind of, like a super sweet vacation, or is there a lot of work and a lot of, shots?
It's a good question. It's long hours. Your cameras kind of come and go. Cameras are around most of the time. I'm an extremely laid-back person. I'm a regular, normal dude. On the weekends, I like to go grab a dinner, maybe barbecue, go see a movie, and hang out with my family. Okay, now, when you're there, it's very social. It's go outside, hang out by the pool, drink, all that. I don't really drink alcohol. I'm just for me, it was I can't even escape with reading a book or anything, because you don't have any outlets there. There's no phones, internet, TV, magazines, It's very surreal, and throw in the fact that, no, I did not have the mask on the whole time. It was only on when it needed to be, like cameras rolling and whatnot, but it was still very, like, that mask pissed everyone off, and it was one of those things, like, why didn't I think of that, and kind of deal, and it was very 7th grade-ish there, and so it was like groups were formed, and so my roommate was Bentley, and Ames was a good guy, Nick was a nice guy, but at the end of the day, the groups were already kind of formed, and so I had to really try really hard to engage in conversation.
What's the deal with Bentley? I mean, he was your roommate, so you kind of got to know him, but for people that don't watch the show, Bentley's on the show, he's a good-looking dude, she was into him, Ashley was, and he just, like, every time they'd cut to a behind-the-scenes kind of interview with him, he'd admit, like, I'm not into her at all, like, I'm only here to be a part of the show. Why would you go through all the trouble of, like, being cast on that show and going there and doing all that if you know from out of the gate that you're not going to want to take it all the way?
Yeah, well, okay, so, when you go out there, you don't know who the girl's going to be, so you got 25 guys, it's just going to be a crapshoot of what girl it's going to be. You have an idea that it could be narrowed down to, like, 5 girls from the previous Bachelor and whatnot, but, I think Bentley is, like, obviously brutally honest person. I think he got a little loose-lipped. There's certain things that he said that I would never say. He's got a dry sense of humor, and he's a smart guy, too. I mean, hey, I am surprised. I do know he genuinely missed his daughter. I do know he seems to be a nice guy. But, again, I know there's editing. However, there's certain things that come out of your mouth that they can't edit that,
Yeah.
And so that's where it's kind of like certain things don't add up, so to speak.
What's happening in your life, Jeff, outside after the show's over now? I mean, are your friends, like, what do they think of it? Are you being recognized out on the street? I mean, are girls coming up to you now wanting to date the guy from the Bachelorette?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting noticed quite a bit out. For me, again, like, I made it kind of as much as I went out there to potentially meet a girl and have a cool experience with her, and maybe there would be some sparks or something. I mean, yeah, I'm a businessman, and like I said, you want to make me look weird and strange and freaky? Well, I also own Freaky Moscato, So, like, for me, that's what's important for me is now that I'm off, is that, like, people that know me, my friends, they know it was all a big joke, straight-faced, dry humor joke. And, I'm meeting some new people. People are coming up to me. I've got people trying to take pictures with me and whatnot. I mean, that's kind of surreal. I'm just like, the hell do you want my picture for?
Yeah, I'm just Jeff. What's the somebody on our text line here wants to know, they said, ask Jeff if he was really into her. Like, I mean, you didn't get a one-on-one date, but obviously you got to know Ashley a little bit. I mean, is she the kind of girl that, I mean, if it would have gone farther, you think you could have dated her? Was it?
Yeah, for me, I am such a laid-back person where it's like I was saying earlier, it's very surreal, and for feelings like that to start happening naturally, I don't know if it could happen. It just seemed like it was just always so, and then keep in mind, I had a mask on too, so it's like I only talked to her 3 times, and then at that 3rd time was when the mask came off, and it was like, like I'm some wannabe superhero guy.
Yeah.
Everything I did was like, I knew what I was doing. So, like, the whole, like, I take the mask off. Hi, I'm Jeff. Well, yeah, I'm just regular Jeff. I'm not some wannabe superhero guy or something. But when I saw that, it was hilarious. I mean, to answer your question, I mean, Ashley's got a great sense of humor. She's a cute girl. In real world, would I date her? I don't know. I mean, a lot of times it's just all timing and whatnot. And I just didn't get that time with her to really talk with her to even know if there was really something there. But she's got to go off of her feeling, and I don't have any hard feelings about getting let go. I mean, I got in, I got out, I made a cool point, and that was it.
Where do we go online for people to grab your Freaky V or your Freaky wine?
Yeah, it's Freaky Moscato. It's MUSCATO. Freaky is just FREAKY, and like I said, some of my good friends are entertainers, rappers that have won Grammys, and that's what's been great about what's starting to come out now after the show is everyone was like, who is this random guy, and he's weird,
Yeah.
Oh, again, I don't care what people think of me. I went there. I made a great point about don't judge based on completely looks. And I happen to be, I'm a successful entrepreneur, businessman, and I'm people. When I was telling Ashley that I'm associated with rappers, she was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
She just, I don't know. Who knows?
Some people don't get it. Well, I'll be hitting you up online for a free case of that Freaky V for sure. So.
Email me if you go to thatdrinkfreaky.com. If you email me and tell me, I'll send you a bottle.
Awesome.
I'll send you guys a couple bottles.
Looking forward to it. Jeff from The Bachelorette. He was the masked one, and sounds like life is good. Freaky Moscato, Freaky V. Jeff, thanks so much for being on the show this morning, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too. I'll see you guys.
All right, see you, man. I'm definitely getting on that free V, right, McLovin? We on that?
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.